Desanka Mitrovich was a mean and wonderful teacher, full of fire, grace, and wit. She was just as likely to bring cookies to us, her students, in her tiny one-room schoolhouse in her small mountain village in Montenegro, as she was to make us wash behind our ears in the nearby stream. I know this because once that happened to me. Believe me, it never happened twice. I didn't dare show up with dirty ears ever again. Desanka Mitrovich was formidable, a force to be reckoned with, forged in a time when women didn't go off and have their own careers. The path she took, being a school teacher, fighting fervently against the Axis occupation during World War II, and then moving across the world to be the first in her family to go to college, required sheer backbone, and there was no question that Desanka Mitrovich had backbone and true grit. Dessa, and I would never dream of calling her anything but Madame Mitrovich, was born in 1924 in Montenegro. In 1960, she moved to the US and San Diego to start a new chapter of her life. After graduating from San Diego State, she enjoyed a decades-long career in the university library. Although she never married, she said the suitors were not up to her standards. She was a loyal friend who made it her job on the weekends to call her relatives around the world to check in. She was so devoted to her family that when her niece Milika graduated from law school on the East Coast, Dessa took a 3-day bus trip to be there. If she had to hitchhike or walk, she would have found a way to do it, Milika told me. Friends, relatives, former students, and associates all have a Dessa story. Here is one her doctor still loves to tell. 30 years ago, Dessa called me to say she wasn't feeling well. Call a cab, I urged her. Come to the office immediately. But Dessa, ever elegant, ever forceful, dolled herself up and waited for the bus. Only after arriving at my office across town did I tell her she was having a heart attack. She was an extraordinary woman, so many people told me. It was not a conventional life, but it was a life lived as much on her own terms, as much as she possibly could. She will also be remembered for her poise, her charisma, her dark sense of humor, and her beautiful singing voice. A fighter to the end. Dessa died on May 23rd due to complications of lymphoma and COVID-19. She was 95. None of us whose lives Dessa touched will ever forget her.